Get the light on. Where's it? Jesus Christ. Emergency press conference. Ladies and gentlemen, holy shit, I've got much better. Okay. Wow. Emergency. How do I look? Fine. Okay. Who cares? Emergency. I just got an email from the HOA, dude. Okay. And listen, for all intensive purposes, we're going to call the HOA lady, we're going to call her Jessica because it's not her name and she knows it. And so it's not her name. Her name's not Jessica. It's something else. And she's always the one who sends the messages. She always sends the messages. Jessica's always sending the emails, the messages, this, the that, the thing, and the other thing. Oh, Levi, your HOA fee's 6 months past due. Guess what? Another one's due in October 1st and I'm not paying it. Yes! Because I don't give a shit about the HOA. It's Levi versus the HOA, episode 8, okay? I'm getting the hell out of here. It's bad enough we've got unauthorized Facebook groups. Listen to me. When I first moved into this freaking township, when I first moved in to this neighborhood, one, I already had friends because some of my friends lived here and it was going to be a great time for everybody. They had friends, we had friends, we made more friends. And so now they're all gone. They all moved out. The one slammed his car into a tree and went to jail, and so they moved. And then the other one, they just wanted to have more kids and got a bigger family, so now they moved right down the street next to where all the other kids are that they interact with and all that other shit. So everyone's gone now, so it's just me to run the entire community because no one else here is worth a damn. So I get emails from Jessica and I can't do anything about. Listen, I tried to make a Facebook page. The day I moved in, the week we moved into this place, I said, hey, we're having a yard sale. Also, this community, we have a forum. We can go online to the communitylevilivesen.com/forum. And if you live here, you have an account and you can go on the messaging board. Most of you don't know what a fucking forum is because they didn't exist past 2005, okay? Or they shouldn't have existed past 2005. I'm a web developer. I know how many people use forums. I've had so many people give me thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars over the years because they want their own my topic community related forum that people aren't going to use because it's my community. And if we use Facebook, it'll be weird because not everyone has Facebook. That's always their excuse to have a forum. Any business's excuse to have a forum past the year 2005 on their website is not all of our visitors have Facebook. 300 trillion fucking people on this planet and 900 trillion of them have a Facebook account. So that excuse is gone now. But for whatever reason, the community I live in is still using a forum to communicate. We use email sometimes, but we can't all email each other because that's still weird in 2022. And we can't use Facebook because that wasn't approved by the board. And so when I came in, I was like, hey, no one's actually using this forum but 3 people. Let's make a Facebook group. At least 20 more people will do it. And so I made the group and I said to the HOA president at the time, hey, I made a Facebook group, send it out to the people so we get more people on it. And he's like, whoa, wait a minute, bro. You can't just go and make a fucking Facebook group for this community because we don't really like that and it's not really allowed and I don't know, I don't know. I didn't think that's what you meant you were going to do. I thought it was just for the yard sale, like there was a yard sale involved. They didn't understand. So I had to delete my Facebook group. So this is where the very beginning of Levi versus the HOA has happened. Because they said, hey man, go ahead and make a Facebook group. I made the Facebook group and they shut it down. Fast forward, here we are now to 18 months later. What's on my fucking mailbox? And all the mailboxes are in it. Like it's one thing and then another thing. They each have 10 mailboxes. It's a community mailbox. And on the side of it, there's a freaking sheet of paper with a QR code that says, hey, Minis of Melbourne, we want you to join our mom group. And it's like, hey, I scanned it. And I thought, what is this? A group that meets outside in public in person every month? They're texting maybe? Nope. It's a Facebook group. Here we are 18 months later, and now we're allowed to have a Facebook group. Oh, I'm joining it, and I'm causing chaos, okay? I'm joining the Facebook group, and I'm putting everything that's not supposed to be in there. Because, hey, man, I made one 18 months ago and said, no fucking way. You know what I mean? Like, that's where this all started. And now here we are versus the HOA once again. It's bad enough that they tell me my trash cans can't be right off of my patio, but everyone else's can be for some reason. There's grills off of patios. There's fucking some guy's got a whole plant garden wall off of his patio down the street. You know, no one else is getting emails and $25 fines that I'm not fucking paying that shit either. Best believe it. You know what I mean? Like, their late fee on the HOA is like $200. I'm not paying shit, bitch. Like, get away from me. You don't even mow my grass in the back water reservoir more than 3 times a year. First, she said it's supposed to be mowed every week. Then she said it's supposed to be mowed only 5 times a year. And then now it's just mowed randomly. It's more than 5 times a year, of course, but like, no one's keeping track because they don't give a shit. So now it's Friday afternoon. It's 1:16. I just got an email from Jessica, and man, we've got problems here in this community. I thought it was bad when they said the kids couldn't ride their bikes around the circle because the HOA owns the streets, and that's for cars. You're only allowed to drive cars around the HOA circle and not actually kids playing in the HOA circle that the kids' parents pay to live here. So, you know, like, fuck you. We can do whatever we want in the circle. Like, kids are going to ride their bikes. The freaking adults are riding their bikes in the circle and not on the sidewalk. So, hey, let them ride their bikes. You know what I mean? So here's the email that we got from Jessica. I'll have it on the screen. There's a picture and everything. And this is what she's doing. This is what she is paid to do on a daily basis. She manages our HOA here. She lives 45 minutes away. She doesn't even live in the fucking community. She lives in a whole nother township. She lives in a whole nother part of the state. And Megs is here. She's presumably bringing me fucking donuts again. Megs, we've got an emergency. There's an emergency in Melbourne, and I don't think you're ready for this. And so this is what she gets paid to do, right? This is what she gets paid to do. My HOA fees every month. Everything that the HOA does, you know what I mean? Oh, they mow the grass. Listen to me. They don't shovel snow. They don't shovel snow here because they don't call the people who shovel the snow until it's 3 inches on the ground. Guess what happens when they call the people when there's 3 inches on the ground? It takes the people an hour and a half to get here because they're from bumfuck Pennsylvania, because the HOA has hired the cheapest, fucking lowest bid of a contract to come shovel the snow. So by the time they call the people and they show up here, it's either A, hours from now and the snow is accumulated to 6 inches and they can't get to it anyways, or B, it's the next morning and now the snow is accumulating more and it piles up and it's blah, blah, blah. And then when they do show up eventually, they show up with their fucking 1998 Ford pickup trucks with fucking backhoes on the front, or the fucking, the things on the front. I don't know what they're called because I'm not a truck. I don't know. The plows on the front. And guess what? They do one circle and the truck breaks down because it can't push the weight of it and the engine explodes and then we're out another 2 days. So by that point in time, me and the rest of the fucking neighbors have shoveled ourselves out because we gotta fucking go places, people. Listen, this HOA is worthless. And so Jessica's sending us emails now at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. This is what we're worried about because no one's posting on the forums. No one's posting on the Now Approved Facebook page because when it was me, it was a fucking issue, but now it's not. And no one else is posting on anything else as far as the community. We can't even talk to each other. We need to employ Jessica to send these emails out. And man, it's an if this was me, let me tell you, we mentioned it last week. We mentioned it in last week's episode. If this was Lou Bug, I'd have Jessica sending out a photo and a freaking email and a form and a blog post and everything else she needs to do ASAP. Okay? But listen, the email states, "Good afternoon. The homeowner of 3 place has reached out because his bird escaped from his home 3 days ago. If anyone has seen it, please contact at 717-351-9972. Thank you, Jessica Miller, Director and Associates of York, blah, 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 properties, the HOA people. Listen to me. I swear to God, I am now being solicited with emails from the HOA services that I don't even pay for because why? You know what I mean? I'm getting solicited emails because some guy across the street let his bird fly out the door. Hey, guess what, man? It's a bird. And guess where birds live? Outside. Let me ask you something. You ever see a hamster or a gerbil outside? No, you don't. Ever. When's the last time you've seen a wild hamster or gerbil? Never. When's the last time you've seen a hamster or gerbil? Either inside someone's house or at the pet store, dude, because that's where gerbils live. Inside the house. Where do birds live? Not inside my house, outside the house, on the power lines. Maybe the bird's in a better place and he didn't want to be with your bitch ass in Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania. All I'm saying is I'm being now bothered and solicited by the HOA with fucking missing pets now. It's bad enough I'm getting $25 fines because one of my trash cans is 3 feet off of my balcony when my neighbors have a grill, an entire garden, their trash cans, cement blocks, pavers, fucking bikes, toys, furniture, lawn care, and so many other things off of their balconies. But God forbid, I don't want to have to grill my dinner besides my trash can that smells, that I have to pay to get clean every 3 months because the freaking waste management people don't give a shit and just let it sit and don't empty it halfway and then it gets gross. And it's like, dude, what are we doing with the HOA? If I ever have to deal with another, if Meg says, hey, we're moving tomorrow and there's an HOA involved, unless it's $20 a month because there's a fountain that they put fish in or something and that's it, I don't need the emails from Jessica. I don't need the emails from Ryan. I don't need the emails from Adam. I don't need the emails from anybody telling me, listen, we've got problems out here that are bigger than little buddy losing his bird, okay? There's coyotes in my backyard. I have pictures of my phone of predators that will eat people and other small animals in this community, and they do nothing about it. We have children yelling absurdities and sexual comments at people as they walk by in the middle of the day and at 11 p.m. at night, and they will do nothing about it. They do not mow the grass behind my house where our children play and where bugs will now live because it's a water reservoir, so water sits, and there are mosquitoes with West Nile virus and ticks with Lyme disease and everything else you can imagine back there. So the least they could fucking do is keep the grass short so the wildlife don't start attacking us. They don't do shit about it. But when fucking homeboy loses his gerbil on a Tuesday afternoon, Jessica's on the fucking keyboard and she's just on it, sending an email out to everybody in the community. And I'm supposed to pay $120 a month for what? Like there's a fucking beehive the size of an alien head in my neighbor's storage shed. And then we find another one a week later out front in the bush where we have to walk into our houses at. So we call the HOA and we're like, hey, we got a beehive in the shed back here. And they're like, great, bet, we'll come get it the next day. They got it the next day. The day after that, we find the other one out front. We call the HOA again. They have the audacity to bitch because we didn't find this other beehive at the same time so they could take care of it at the same problem. So now they have to pay again to have someone remove the beehive for our fucking safety. They don't give a shit about that. But when we have a community cleanup day with only one person, and when someone loses their fucking hamster or bird or whatever that flew out the door into its natural habitat, we're sending out group chat emails and forum posts and blog posts and Facebook posts on the Mini Me's Facebook group for Melbourne and the whole place. But we don't actually give a shit about like the actual issues happening or the safety of our people or the fact that kids from other communities are coming into our community or the fact that my road, I can't even drive. I can't even drive in and out of my community the way I want to because there's construction blocking the entrance. I mean, it's the most absurd piece of shit organization I've ever been a part of. And I can't tell you how happy I will be in like 6 to 12 months when I move the fuck out of here. This is the What Are We Doing podcast.